Welcome back to Trains and Toys with Papa Joe. This is part 3 in the Diamond Coal Mine build series. The answer for the last video's train trivia is enclosed freight cars. This video's train trivia. What year were the first freight cars built and used on the railroads? Please stay tuned for the next video for the answer. Have a great day.
Okay, so I am getting ready to do some of the yellow. These are all the hand railings and the cages that go around the ladders for the buildings. I do believe most people, these are going to get painted gray. But I do believe that safety is paramount, and I believe, and always have believed, that they should have been yellow. Safety, yellow. And I think it'll make a nice contrast to a very gray, dullish kind of building on the layout. The ladders themselves, I'll do a gray or a steel color. And then, of course, everything's going to get a dark, dirty wash. It is a coal mine. But the base coat's going to be yellow, and it's going to be a bright yellow. And then we'll go from there and see how things turn out. But I got this stand on Amazon. It's got these little alligator clips. You can either have it with or without these, where is it? There we go. See if it'll focus. With or without the little black rubber pieces on the ends of it. And they come on this nice stick, so if you're wanting to hand do something but you don't want to get paint all over you, you can hold them. If you're doing a bunch of things at the same time, it's got this handy little stand that spins. You can place it on your spinner. And it's come in handy a couple of times doing small aircraft parts, because I do other models. But I just wanted to point that little stand out. It was pretty cheap. Amazon. Don't even remember what it was called, honestly. Maybe I should look some of that stuff up and put links at the bottoms of the videos. I don't know. But I'm going to go ahead and kick off and do the yellow, and I'll show you the results at the end. Alright, so for today I'm done. I got all the yellow done. I can only airbrush so long before my hands tell me I'm done. I think it came out really great. I am loving the fact that I used black primer, because some of it shows through in a couple of little places here and there, almost like shadows. Some in here, some in there. I think it came out extremely well, because you would kind of have that in a place like this. So the railing was probably, made, and then it was painted black so it doesn't rust as much. And then it was painted safety yellow. So you can kind of see, where the contractors weren't great with some of the paint. And all this is going to get a black wash and dust and all of that from being in a coal mine anyway. But I think it turned out way better than I was expecting. Didn't have any issues with the airbrush today, thank God. So the window frames and the safety railings are done. And hopefully in the next few days I'll be able to get some other things taken care of too. Sorry about jiggling the camera again. Okay, so I'm getting ready to do some more painting on the airbrush here. Yay. Sometimes I have to pause and remind myself to trust the process, because as I was getting all of these on their little stands to get painted, I noticed there were some fingerprints on this piece, that piece, and the large piece back there, because I hadn't put on my gloves yet. So just a fun fact reminder, after you've done primer or you've cleaned your plastic and you're getting ready to paint, make sure to don the gloves, because the skin oil will stick to your primer and anything else that you've already painted. There are several methods I actually use doing all this airbrushing. So I have these nice little stick stands. Some of those are really easy. But also, I have coffee stirrers, since I'm only having to paint one side of most of those. And I have poster sticky tack. Comes in a package of 4 of these little bar things. Comes in really handy. It's reusable. Been using the same pack for everything. I have a ball of it. mush it back up into a ball, peel it apart, and it still sticks. But I wanted to remind everybody, gloves. Gloves, gloves. When you're dealing with parts that have already either been painted or cleaned before you go to paint again. Because if not, you're going to end up with imperfections because of the oil on your skin or dust or anything else that happens to be around. So that is our teaching moment for this set. So I'm getting ready to do some dark gray pieces. I've already done all of the yellow, and I've done all of the window trim. They're rustish brown color. I got a couple more processes to go through before I can actually start assembling, but wanted to go ahead and do this clip because, you know, slow and steady wins the race. It's not a race. It's a marathon. It's model train room. This is just one step in the process, and I have to remember to trust in the process. All right, on to more painting. Okay, so here we are back at the workbench. I've been doing some off-camera painting lately. Stand back up so I can make sure that you guys can actually see what the heck I'm talking about. So I have done a lot of the, well, all of the railings and stairwells in this yellow. There are some imperfections with a little bit of black left over from the primer, but that's okay because it's a coal mine and it'll look good after weathering. I showed you all the window frames a while back. They look pretty good. I did have 3 different kinds of gray really to do. So, which is a little difficult to do concrete sometimes. So that's a concrete pad, and then I also have some concrete footings that are done in the same color. But that's the problem with this particular model is there's a lot of gray, but they're different shades of gray. So we have some outer building doors and items that are a little bit darker gray. And then we have even some more that are a lot darker gray with a little tint of blue to them. Those. And this is the bottom of a building where the chutes come out of. So it'll actually be sitting, and the chutes are down here in the bottom. So you won't see the black, but from underneath and from outside, you'll see the gray a little bit. All of the retaining beams and things of that nature, I left a flat black because being steel, I know they would have either left them raw or painted them some industrial black to keep them from rusting as much. And then there's another piece that has this really bluish color, which I did for some of the ladder wells. And stairs. And then they also had the hopper is more of a bluish gray as well. So I've been tooling around with 3 different color grays for a while now and doing some other things. I did just outside finish the corrugated walls with a aluminum. You'll see that picture in the video here in a little bit. But the last thing I have left to do is some of these doors, like this little one and some of them on the actual building. I've decided to go with a bright red, well, a flat red from Micromark, because in quite a few of the pictures that I've looked up to look at coal mines, a lot of their doors are fire engine red like this. And I believe that's all for safety purposes. I've not gotten a lot of work done lately. We're coming up Well, we went through Thanksgiving. We're 2 weeks from Christmas, so I apologize for the lapse in videos, but I've had a lot of other things going on. House looks great, but modeling and hobbies have taken a little bit of a back seat. But hopefully in the next video you'll see me actually start to assemble this. Other than that, have a great holiday season, if I don't put out another video between now and then. And please like and subscribe. Leave constructive criticism, comments. Let me know how you guys like these videos.